About Pizza Hut.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 3-0 Take, where we talk all things Major League Baseball. Here's Kyle Corwin and Nate Reyes. It all starts right now.
Ooh, welcome back to the 3-0 Take presented by Chinook Cedar. This is episode 541. I'll be your host, Kyle Corwin, and I'm here with my co-host, Nate Reyes. Nate.
KC, how are we? The second. Our stream started. Freaking garage below me opens up.
Love that.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful timing.
We need to have a dialogue here. These things recently have just been coming to my mind, and so I'll post my take on social, get some feedback, get some response. My take yesterday / last night that I'm working through is that and I want your thoughts on this, the ban the wave people. Weird. Just let people live their lives.
Yeah, dude. Like I don't like it, but I'm not. I just don't care. I'm just not gonna do it when it comes around. That's all.
So I'm
not gonna yell at people for doing it.
You don't do the wave when it comes around?
Nah, I don't like the wave.
Come on.
But I don't care enough to ban it. I don't get it. What's the point of the wave? What is that?
I mean, why not? It's just a wave. Why do people get upset over people raising their hands for 2.3 seconds every few minutes? What's the big deal? Does it really impede your viewing experience that much? Not you, just the people that are upset with it.
The band people. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends. Maybe I feel like it takes one instance for you to be like, if you're on the fence about it, to push you over the edge. You know what I mean? Like if I have nachos in my lap and the idiot next to me wants to stand up during the wave and those nachos come spilling, then I'm anti-wave moving forward. You know what I mean? That's my stance based on that one instance. You can't salvage that. The wave isn't enjoyable enough to bring back that, to redeem.
That's fair.
That instance. So maybe it's just a large amount of people that have had something spilled on them.
I mean, can it really be that many people? I'm thinking not. Here's
my issue. I think the wave is very sports and stadium specific. Majority of baseball stadiums don't work because of the gaps in the outfield. That's where things go wrong. There are some that can pull it off. Wrigley can be pulled off. You have the stands and the fans going all the way around. But when you have like stuff going on in center field where it's like the hitter's eye, broken up stuff in the outfield, like it just doesn't work. Football, just a big bowl most of the time. That works.
I think I'm at a point where I'm not in the camp of banning it. And I'm not in the camp of not. No. I'm not in the camp of not doing it. I'll do it, but as I've gotten older. I mean, I'm on the other side of 30 now.
The knees.
I'm at the point now where I'll give you the half-hearted, like maybe even not even two hands, maybe just even one hand because I'm holding like a drink or something.
Sure.
Hey, whoa, and I'll even give a little ooh.
Sure.
But these people, like I'm seeing full-blown adults. I mean, we're full-blown adults, but I'm talking like that have some years under the belt. They are. I saw one comment where somebody said only jerk-offs do the wave. I'm like, is that really where we're at in society?
I can't
crazy
get that heated about it. But that guy's clearly had some things spilled on him because of the wave.
Somebody said the quickest way for a fan base to kill a rally or to start a rally for the opposing team is to start a damn wave. Do you all really think we have that much of an impact on a rally that takes place over the course of a full half inning?
You don't.
Insane. Insane. All right. Well, I didn't want to go too long about that. I just wanted
Is there anything you would want to ban, by the way? If it's not a wave, is there something that you're so against that you'd like to start a petition?
Well, sort of along those lines, I also put a take out the other day. Well, sort of, I'd put it out a while ago, but wanted to get some updated takes. I said there should be a special section of seats at baseball games for fans who think every fly ball is a home run.
Oh, good one.
I can't.
I like that.
It's a pop fly to the catcher, and
sure,
you get the ooh.
My mom did that, and when we were in Coors last week, my mom did that. She was excited.
She gets a pass. It's okay.
She was it's mom, but like she was excited. I was like, Ma, just more often than not, you can watch the outfielder. It'll tell you. But like we were sitting on the first base side. It's a perfect side angle of like you can
see the trajectory.
Ma, you've been watching games. I was a little guy. You know. No, just kidding. My mom's favorite comment was, "You're dropping your back shoulder." By the way, if I'm in the on deck circle, mom's over there keeping book in her little camping chair, and I'm taking dry swings in the on deck circle. You can bet your bottom dollar, my back shoulder's dropping, no matter what. Ma, enough. Trying to get locked in.
Well, speaking of dropping the back shoulder, that was happening a lot. This weekend in this Yankees-Dodgers series.
Hello.
A lot of home runs. Nate, go ahead and just get your take out there. Juice balls this weekend for prime time?
Oh, yeah, dude. Balls were definitely juiced. I'm wondering. You know what, Marray? Marray texted me, too. And he's like, oh, this is all good, clean fun. Shut up, Marray. It's not, okay?
I'm having a blast. As an impartial party, I'm having a blast watching these games.
I'm sure you are. But
Marray in the chat says, glad to see Nate smile after the first two games of the Yankees-Dodgers series. How about it?
It's been tough. Yesterday was disgusting.
Well, we're going to talk about it.
Yeah. But, balls are juiced. I mean, there's guys hitting home runs that just...
Can we just...
What's going on?
Can we, and look, this isn't like, say what you want about, well, you're just trying to start a conspiracy. Can we just acknowledge this?
It's been confirmed.
Yes, they have literally come out and said that they've used different types of baseballs. Them being Major League Baseball, they being Major League Baseball.
It's been official statements on the record.
But can we just acknowledge the simple fact that from a business perspective, from a business point of view, this has to be one of the easiest decisions for them of all time.
Yeah.
Oh,
it makes sense.
The Yankees are coming to town to take on the Dodgers. World Series rematch. Folks working on the baseballs in the lab. Maybe set aside a special batch for us. Maybe just possibly. Yeah. Come on. Don't be naive.
It's easy money.
It's not all sunshine and rainbows out there. Well, for the Dodgers, it has been, actually. You mentioned game 2. 18-2. It was so bad that we saw Kike on the bump to close it out. And
Pablo
we saw
Reyes.
And we saw Shohei take a nap.
I did not see this.
He dozed off.
Sure wasn't just like some meditation.
Bro dozed off.
It's fair.
Carrying the league has to take a toll. He's probably a little tired. But talk to me about what you've seen out of this World Series rematch to this point. Obviously, Game 3 tonight, prime time. But with us recording today, we've only gotten 2 games of the series in.
It's all been national.
It's all prime time.
Sucks. Friday night, Apple TV. Yes. Had to fork over the $2.99 to get that subscription going again. Going to definitely cancel that. Then Fox yesterday, ESPN tonight. Everyone gets some money out of it. but I don't know, man. Whatever.
Go into your thought before I forget. Go share with me your thoughts on this rather heated angle that you were talking about yesterday.
It's just annoying and the bias. Like
the bias.
It's the bias that like it's just very pro Dodger. Like if it's nationally televised, it's pro Dodger. And like I get that this is like the greatest team that's ever been assembled in the history of mankind, and I understand that like everyone else is doomed. Why even bother playing the sport? Just give them the trophy now. But like Dontrelle Willis in the booth Friday night for the Apple TV. You have Joe Davis who calls all the Dodgers games on Fox yesterday. John Smoltz is obviously a Yankee hater from his playing days. It's like, oh my gosh, enough. It's just Dodger all the time. It's just Dodger conversation always, all the time. No matter it could be a podcast talking about different teams. It could be a broadcast calling a different game. It always has to be brought up. And I'm just like, it's annoying.
To that point, for the people that maybe somehow don't believe what you're saying to be true, I was digging around for just make sure we had our bases covered for today's episode, make sure I wasn't missing any storyline. So I venture over to foxsports.com. And on their homepage, I'm scrolling. I'm like, okay, I see some Dodgers things. Let me see if I can scoop past some of these. Make sure there's no, sort of minor storylines from the weekend that we wanted to include. Let me just read off the list here of items on their homepage, scrolling down as far as it'll let me before we get to the ads for the weight loss pills for the seniors at the bottom of the website that you often see.
Nice.
Starting at the top. We love superstars. Aaron Judge, Shohei Ohtani swap home runs in World Series reunion. Gibby Meet Freddie revisited. Joe Davis on broadcasting ... Dodgers Mookie Betts has toe fracture, misses Saturday. Then there's a Juan Soto article. Next, he's our ace. Inside Yoshinobu Yamamoto's crucial second something. Dodgers reliever Evan Phillips to undergo Tommy John surgery. Yankees versus Dodgers, top questions. What's at stake in this series? And then there's a poll in the middle of the website. It says, what is the greatest MLB franchise of all time? First two options, New York Yankees, Los Angeles Dodgers. Next article is Cole Young delivering a walk-off for the Mariners and extras. After that, Yankees Aaron Judge mashes a massive homer. Next, Max Muncy crushes second home run of the game. Next home run, Max Muncy crushes 200th career home run. Then there's a Randall Grichuk 2-run homer video. And then it's Dodgers route. LA scores most runs ever in a game against New York. Gibby Meet Freddie revisited. Again, Joe Davis on broadcasting called an epic World Series. After that, then there's an ad for the NBA playoffs. And then Dodgers Yankees haven't skipped a beat. After that, 2025 MLB MVP race. Judge Ohtani lead the way. Oh, and then after that, at the bottom, MLB videos. Dodgers Landon Knack talks opportunity early in season and win versus Yankees. And then there's another Randall Grichuk video. And then after that, Shohei Ohtani, Ben Verlander video. Shohei Ohtani and Los Angeles Dodgers struggle at trade deadline. Los Angeles Dodgers struggle and trade deadline targets. And then there's a Bryce Harper clip. And then it gets into the ads for the senior citizen.
It's just insane, dude.
Weight loss pills. But like, this is
like, why are you pissing off everybody? Everybody that's not a Dodgers fan is tired of this.
There's just no middle ground, it seems. Like we for the longest time, we're like, Major League Baseball, promote your stars. Like, promote Shohei Ohtani. This is what, and then they're like, oh, promote the Dodgers and Shohei Ohtani? And that's all they've done.
It's all they've done, dude. It's brutal. And like, my thing is, I had to switch it over to the other TV yesterday because I wasn't going to listen to that after a while. And Paige and I started watching The Mole, by the way. Have you watched that on Netflix? The Mole? It's pretty good. It's like a little reality competition. We're in that kick right now. Reality competition shows.
I know. Yeah. You've recommended one or two to me. We're in that. Good. We were actually just talking yesterday. We're gonna have to ramp or dial back this this streaming stuff, man. It's getting out of hand.
We just
getting
did.
out of hand. We need to audit what we're signed up to. It's out of control.
We just did. We're down to, well, to be fair, we have a lot of generous family members that are willing to share passwords, but we're just down to Netflix. That's it. That's all we got.
That might be the move.
Netflix, Spotify, and I do donate to Planet Fitness once a month as well. So that's it. Pretty good. Pretty proud of that. Which is still expensive when you each have one of those, you know? Still like 60, 70 bucks. Anyway, it's just like it's like the backstories of players that you can very much tell that like Dontrell Willis and Joe Davis know so much more about the Dodgers that like it's 80% of the broadcast is like backstory on this player. Hey, did you know Freddie Freeman has a little kid and he's really good at baseball? Like enough. Like enough. We don't have to have a deep dive into every freaking player on their roster, dude. Well, like just cover the game.
Respectfully, Nate, what do you want him to talk about when it's 18-2?
It's like, not that. It's literally from Jump, dude. It's from Jump Street that they're talking about stupid, meaningless stories. And it's like, it's so obvious that these guys are talking about a team that they cover, and they're talking about stories that like no one cares about except Dodger fans. And it's weird that like it has to be so that. And then the only player that we're going to talk about is Aaron Judge. And, oh, did you know Cody Bellinger used to be a Dodger? And like, hey, Will Warren's been one of the hottest pitchers in baseball up until this start. So even like when they talk about Yankee players, it's like a slight to build up Dodgers performance. You know what I mean? Like,
well, hold on. You
Will
know
Warren
how
has not been the hottest pitcher in baseball recently. Stop with that.
You know how I feel about this, and you already acknowledged you beat me to the punch. Nobody feels bad.
No one's gonna feel bad.
Yeah, like nobody's gonna feel bad for the Yankees or Yankees fans.
Less about
when it comes to bias.
Yeah, it's less about that. I'm talking specifically in the booth. Outside of a few years ago when ESPN painfully failed at the Manning cast with Michael Kay and A-Rod, there's no other guys. Like you're gonna have David Cohn on tonight's broadcast, who I would argue is like one of my favorite color guys in the entire game. That guy is spot on with covering pitching and talking about all that stuff. And you'll never hear any type of bias out of anything that he says. And even then, he was a Met, he was a Royal, like he bounced around. But all I'm saying is that it's just like, it's so heavy on the pro Dodger stuff. And what makes you think that you're going to hear anything different tonight on ESPN that you haven't heard the last two nights? What story is Karl Ravech going to pull out of his butt that you didn't hear over the last 2 days? Nothing. Well, everything has just been shoved down your throat.
I get it. But look, I think in the years that we've done this podcast, we've gotten better at trying to look at things through a business lens and understanding like why some of these things happen. And if you look at what Major League, all of what we've talked about, if you look at if you look at the choice they've been given, like, should we just ram this Dodger stuff down people's throats, build them up to be this immovable object that people just grow to hate, grow to talk about more, grow to talk about on a podcast? Are they going to do that, or are they just going to choose to leave it alone? Like that from that point of view, it makes sense. Like,
I hear you.
The Yankees aren't what they used to be in the 90s, 2000s, and the Major League Baseball has been blessed with this cash cow that is the Dodgers, and they're milking it for everything it's worth, pun intended. Yeah. And I don't think we're going to be able to escape that for as long as they're good, which based on their roster construction is going to be for a very, very long time.
I hear you. on like a very weird silver lining, I guess, out of this series, no matter how tonight goes, I'm on the side of like, I feel like this is probably the best thing that could have happened to the Yankees. To get embarrassed yet again and to like almost light a fire under Brian Cashman and be like, yo, this team's not deep enough to hang. Like, yes, you filled holes during the offseason, and yes, you pivoted well from Soto, but like, this team isn't deep enough. DJ LeMahieu's got to retire. It's done. It has to end. That has to end. They need another infielder. They need more pitching. Like, it's the embarrassment of this series hopefully gets some movement of like, all right, let's just go have a very productive deadline and try to fill this hole. Because like, you're looking at a team who, by the way, if you haven't heard, has the most pitchers of all time on the IL and the most money ever on the IL. And they're still doing this. If you can't hang with a team that's decimated that way, then it just shows you that you're not deep enough. So I hope that there's some type of more fuel to the fire, I guess, more motivation on all fronts to show that the team needs to be better and it needs to be better assembled, and we got to be deeper.
I'm glad you.
How's that for a silver lining?
I'm glad you said what you said, because I feel like I need to use this as an opportunity to let people know, maybe who just started listening to us, maybe listening to us for the first time. Nate and I agree on a good bit. We come from like similar baseball backgrounds, but there are certain things that we don't agree on, and this is one of those things that I'm not sitting here like, yeah, what Nate said. I'm just giving him the floor to share his thoughts, and I'm listening. So if you're sitting here going, wow, both of these guys just hate the Dodgers. No, one of these guys is a Yankees fan who is just
very butthurt
about what's going on this weekend, and the other guy is just sitting here loving every minute of it. So I said what I said about, like, I agree with you that I think the Dodgers discourse, understandably so, has sort of gotten a little bit out of control. But at the same time, I understand from a business point of view, like why you would easily milk that.
I do want to talk about something that we've never talked about before. That is a new topic, and it falls under the Dodger category, but it is more baseball thing. Did you see what Kike was wearing?
We've talked about this.
I've never seen that before.
The helmet?
No, this was like a half helmet.
Or yeah, the half helmet. Yeah,
I haven't seen the half one before.
Yeah, he had.
I've seen the one that goes inside the hat. I've seen the skull cap.
No,
but I've never seen this one before.
Yeah, he wore the. He had an appearance on the bump earlier this year, and he wore that same thing.
It's got like the hard hat like snap adjustment thing on the back where it's kind of cool, but.
Yeah, it's definitely a Kike thing for sure. Like nobody else in baseball is probably doing that.
I thought it was smart.
Honestly, yeah. Like, I mean, it's already kind of a gimmick, the fact that he's out there anyway. So, like, why not?
Who cares if you look stupid? Like, at least protect your noggin while you're lobbing it in there at 72. Which by the way, DJ LeMahieu is not ever getting another.
Oh,
brother, you can't just throw BP. Like, either go really slow and then surprise someone with like 85, but you can't throw like 78 down the middle. Like, that's literally BP. You're just throwing BP.
Yeah, continue. You don't like that. I don't even know what I was saying.
Kike or something around Kike. No, DJ.
Oh yeah, you said just lobbing it in there. I did happen to see the at bat with DJ LeMahieu just flailing.
Yeah, bro is
like, come on, man, it's Kike.
Lost.
What are we doing? Anyway. You know who's not lost? Washington Nationals. Holy first inning.
Yeah.
Saturday night, they put up 9 before the first out had even been recorded. And I just got to say something.
10 overall in the first, right?
10 in the first, yeah. I got to say something. Which I'm going to put this on you. We've kind of gotten away from the grading the broadcast thing.
Was it bad?
I feel like you've left me hanging the last couple Sundays or Mondays.
Yeah. It is on me. I
fine.
thought
Not a
we
big
were
deal.
set on the call that you heard on Friday though.
I don't know if that was ever finalized, so maybe it's partially on me as
That's
well.
mostly on me.
That's okay.
80,
Yeah, I'll take some of the
80-20?
blame. I'll take
80-20?
some of the blame.
If you want to
Sure.
find it, it's a good one.
Sure. Well, I don't. It's hard. I can't listen to it, so I would just be guessing at the clip that I'm pulling up. So I'm not really sure.
I believe in your skills.
But no, if really what I'm trying to say here is if you have an inning where you put up 9 runs before the first out has been recorded, by the time you get to run like 7, 8, 9, I need you, assuming they have the awareness to know that an out has not been recorded, I'm going to need some juice from you. But I'm sitting there listening to the game.
Who's calling it?
It's what he's retiring this year. I hear him all the time being out here near DC. Bob Carpenter, I believe.
The Nats broadcast.
Yeah, Bob Carpenter. Bro, by run 7, 8, 9 was commentating, and I don't have anything against him. Like he calls a quality game. I've listened to him for years out here, but I'm like, you don't get this every day, Bob, especially the Nationals of all teams. By run 7, 8, 9, he's calling it as if it's like an RBI double in like the 4th of a 9-4 game or something. I'm like, I need you out of your chair, Bob.
It's too bad.
Give me a little bit more juice, because they were just rolling the lineup over. I mean, it was single here, double here, wall scraper there.
I feel like how do I say this correctly? The older generation of broadcasters that have been like doing it for the same team for like 20, 30 years. I feel like majority of them suck.
Okay, I'm not saying that. I literally just got done saying I want it on record. I have no real issue with Bob Carpenter. He calls a great game.
I've never listened to him, but I believe
I'm just saying when you have a feat unfolding before you, such as this, like, I'm gonna need a little bit more juice, you know?
Yeah. I think there is gonna be like this new wave of broadcasters that are gonna start coming in that I think are good. And I think it's like these, like, let's face it, millennials. We're a good generation. There's millennials that are like on the side of the dugout doing like the like on field type stuff and like in-game interviews and like those.
Yeah.
I feel like that crowd, if you take out like Buster Olney and like Ken Rosenthal, like that crowd of like local your team network broadcast people are going to start moving into the booth, and they're going to bring a little juice. They're going to bring a little fire. They're going to bring a little energy. Going to bring a little more relevant, updated lingo, if you will.
Sure.
But yeah, I would agree with you.
Perfect example. Bias aside, Mike Monaco, who calls an occasional game for the Red Sox, he also does work for, I think, ESPN and some like college stuff.
How old is he?
Throughout the year.
He's literally
32.
Millennial, baby. We run the show.
May 14th, 1993. Pull up some of his clips. Incredible.
Yeah.
Just the perfect energy that I feel like you're looking for.
That's what I'm saying. Like Ryan Ruocco. I've talked about him before. Kind of a guy who like occasionally did a Yankees game. And I think he's like super WNBA now. But he's really good in the booth. Like it's guys like that are like in their 30s, early 40s, still kind of cracking into the millennial. Like but then they're gonna get to a point where they're gonna be a little bit old and gray and tired. We're about to carry it. We're about to step in. These old heads got to move on.
No, but I'm saying eventually these the guys that you're talking about are eventually going to be those guys, and then it's going to be like, all right, it's time to.
I think we're built different. I think we're a solid hybrid that we have the exposure to both the youths, and
Great
the old
start.
school stuff. You know,
that is true. I mean, not to get like super
right in the middle.
Not to get super meta here, but like in
we
terms
played
of
outside as kids.
played
We still-
outside,
yeah.
but also we're prime age for like that technology crossover into this
yes,
technological age. So that's
we're not left behind. I know what's going on with my phone.
that's a good point.
I don't know the skibbity toilet stuff, but like I don't think
You
anyone
don't
wants
need to
hear
know
that
that.
on broadcast anyway.
You don't need to know that.
Right.
Skibbity Ohio toilet.
I can drop a mid in there. I know what that means, you know? So we're right there. We got a feet in both camps. That's what I'm saying. And it's
We
time
got
for
a
us to
foot
take
in both
over.
camps. Yep. We got a feet.
We have feet.
We
in
got a
both
feet.
camps.
We got a feet in both camps.
I didn't say a feet. I said we have feet. We have feet in both
Well,
camps.
speaking of feet-
Grammatically, I feel like that works.
Speaking of feet, the Nationals had feet on all the bases all night, really. And what's crazy is about the D-backs almost came back to win the game. I was rooting for that so hard. Not that I have anything against the Nationals, obviously, hometown club and all that, but I'm like, how crazy would it have been if you put up 10 in the first, 9 before the first out's recorded, and then come back and lose the game. I was rooting for that hard because I'm just a sicko like that. But
It'd be nice if I could just watch these games. Thanks a
some
lot, MLB TV.
nugs from that first inning. Washington's 9 runs were the second most scored before a first out of the game in the expansion era, aka since 1961. Red Sox hold that record with 10 runs on June 27, 2003. And the Nationals tied the NL record. I said Nuggets, plural. The Nationals tied the NL record with 9 runs before the first out. Not done since the Phillies on August 13th, 1948.
Let's talk about our boy PFAT. I think he was tipping. When you give up 6 hits, 8 earned, no walks, you're not even like putting these guys on and getting in trouble because of your own stuff. Like this is just getting. I think someone had something on you. I think you're tipping.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly possible, but you know how baseball gets, man. Sometimes things are just clicking up
See
and
what
down the
homie's
lineup.
ERA went to
We don't need to do that. We don't need to do that to our poor guy.
505. I would have expected worse. After that,
I think he only dropped like a minus 25 in fantasy, so it could have been worse.
whew.
By the way, for those keeping track at home, Nats have won 8 of their last 10, so look out for the Nats, I guess.
Bro,
Where are the Nats?
they can hit, man.
It's been a minute. Nats are in third place.
They can hit. I told you.
Nats are in
I've
third
been-
place.
I've been feeling good about them.
Bro, when we did the episode before the season started where it was like guys under 25 to count, like to sort of keep an eye on in 2025, we had James Wood on there. Dylan Cruz has been a little bit of a disappointment.
CJ Abrams
but-
looks like he's locked. Like
He's figured it out.
stuff
Yeah.
has been like, okay, I've been reprimanded enough for my actions. I'm here.
You're just trying to build a case to trade him in fantasy. It's not
I
going to work.
already
on me.
traded him. I already got my goods.
No, but in terms of the youth across the board, and
Youths.
the youths, I've been saying this, the Nats have pieces. It's always just been a matter of like, can you string something together long enough, consistently enough to do something with it? And like I said, they've won, what I say, 8 out of their last 10. They've won 4 in a row. They're only 2 games back of 500, and they're 5 back in the wild card. I'm not putting them in the postseason just based on like a week or two, but
Me neither. But you're
it's
not going to
encouraging.
You're not going to go to DC and roll over them. You know what I mean? Like you're not going to dominate when you go there. You're going to get a competitive ball club, and they're swinging it right now. And you talked about Nathaniel Lowe, like slow start. Let's be honest, he looks a little chubbier than
You
he
said
did
that last
in
time.
Texas.
You don't need to
But, like,
include that every time we
I
talk
think
about
we
the
do.
man.
It's a part of it. It's a part of it. But I think he's He's going to be on the block. And this is what I'm saying. This type of offseason these middle teams should have is like, let's get some vets in here, can chew up ABs, chew up innings. If we're at a point where we can get some value out of them and sell them at the deadline, then we should. This is a perfect example of that.
Hold on.
Job well done.
Going back to this, am I missing something? There's Utes. Is that slang that I'm unfamiliar with?
I'm not familiar with it either.
Utes.
I'm quoting New Girl.
Trust me, I got you. Oh, sure. Yep. Utes is a slang term for young people, often with a slight negative connotation.
I don't hate it. I was thinking like Utah Utes.
Glad
Utes.
we addressed this
University
now.
of Utah.
Yep, I gotcha. Shout out to the Nats. Shout out to the battle of the mid yesterday between the O's and the White Sox.
Nice. Stay young, pal.
Bench is cleared.
I watched it.
Dude,
like
what are we doing, Kobe
like
Mayo? That was, who are you selling that to? Nobody's buying that.
This is what I've been saying about the O's, dude. Like these young kids have like I don't know what it is. All the copy paste guys seem to have like this like victim, like if something happens where there's a little bit of contact, it's like ready to throw down. And I'm like, and then you're initiating it and then trying to be like, whoa, dude, and then push away. No, I don't like it. I'm out on the O's.
It's less about the like victim mentality in this particular scenario. And if you don't know what we're talking about, Kobe Mayo, there was a ball hit. I think he had it was like an RBI single to left center or something. Ball gets thrown in. He gets caught in the middle.
A little bit of a rundown
between first and second. And then who was it? It was Josh Rojas, third baseman. Gets, a little bit of a rundown. Or no, Lennon Sosa.
There you go.
Gets Mayo in a pickle. And Kobe Mayo just lunges. And I'm not talking about like goes a little bit out of his way, like full on lunges, arms like basically extended, trying to catch an interference call, gets tagged out, gets up, tries to make a little bit of an issue because I guess it was Sosa that came over and was like, bro, what was that? And then Kobe Mayo gets up, shoves him, and then he's like, Sosa's like, no, we're not doing this. Bench is clear. Bullpen's empty, the whole charade. It's less about going back to what I was saying. Less about me. No, in the chat, he was trying to get an interference call. Laura said, "Smart baseball." That was not smart. That was not. I get what you're doing, but the execution was pathetic. That was a terrible attempt of trying to obtain an interference call. You got to be a little smoother than that. I understand what he's trying to do, but you got to be a little bit better than that. And what I was trying to say.
Oh boy. Kyle. Kyle disappeared. Kyle's gone. Maybe I'm just running the show now. Maybe it's just me. Can you guys still hear me? Am I still here? Am I still doing this thing? Well, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. What happened, guy? Where'd you go? What do we want to talk about now, guys? This is my show now. Let's see. I'm out on benches clearing. I'm fully out on that. I have said that before. I think it's pretty soft. I think that the bullpen's running out is always sad. It's always weird. And like if you hear the guys talk about it like off, like afterwards, or like interviews and stuff, they're always like, you can't not go. Like if you're a guy in the bullpen or if you're a guy in the clubhouse, you're like a bench roll or whatever, like you have to go, you have to run out there. So it's like weird. It's a weird thing. I don't love the fact that you just have to show up. And then it's always like the people that have the issue, like the guys that are like the two that are typically in like the nucleus of the interaction, like to get louder after their teammates show up. And then there's like this like hiding behind your bros kind of like, and I'm just like, it's just soft. Back in the day, it like punches are getting thrown immediately. Like if you got an issue, let's get after it. You know? Now, I don't know. It just seems kind of weak. Very soft. But going off of what I was saying with the Orioles, like it's just a weird dynamic over there, man. Like it's like I don't know if they're having fun. It seems like obviously they're not having fun. They're losing a ton of ball games, but they just seem like uptight. And then they do weird stuff and it kind of like shows up on the field at times. I got that little hat right there, by the way, last time I was visiting. But I'm sad because I feel like the Orioles being good is like really good for baseball. It's obviously good for the AL, which is having a very down year. So like it's weird and I don't like it and I want the Orioles to be better. Plain and simple. Then I like a little edge out of the White Sox on the counter side of things. I think it's the White Sox, right? Is that what you're talking about? I think they're playing them. Yeah, White Sox. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of them having a little bit of edge, a little fight to them. So it's a good series to show what you're made of. You know what I mean? Let me see what the let me see what the White Sox got in them. Yeah, that's all I got to say. I can't really stall much longer. I don't know where our guy is. I have healthy internet. I don't know what his story is. Dropping $100 and whatever a month to make sure that our stream is consistent for you people, for our fans, for our listeners. And Kyle's out here, I don't know. Maybe he's just stealing signal off of his neighbors like a bum. Maybe his neighbors got tired of it. Maybe that's the narrative that I want to start. Let's start that rumor. I don't know. Maybe it's bad weather. Anywho's, what else do we cover here? He's the one that's normally running the show on topics, so I just kind of show up and spitball because Daddy don't like to, put together. Hey, what's up?
Hey,
welcome. Well, I beat that series and interaction to death. So feel free to move on. You're welcome.
Thanks.
Also, I started spreading the rumor that you're stealing your internet from your neighbor and your neighbor got tired of it. Cut the line. Do you think that's what happened?
I don't know what happened, dude. It's been cutting out multiple times. Love technology. Love technology.
Things have been going smooth for too long.
No, we're back. Last thing I was going to say, super fast. It was less, going back to this Kobe Mayo thing, it was less about the outcome of the play. Meanwhile,
I'm the one with weather over here, man. That's thunder right there.
Holy cow. No, it was less about the outcome of the play, more about a broader conversation about baseball IQ. We've talked about this time and time again recently. The baseball IQ around the league, I just feel like is at an all-time low. Like this, like guys just doing things that they teach you not to do in Little League. It's, I don't know.
This is, yeah. And if we want to go down that path, we can. I think it's just like rushing athleticism to the big leagues, rushing raw talent to the big leagues. And these development coaches at the younger levels not having enough time to teach these types of things. And that's why you get like weird plays like this. And that felt to me like an NBA flop. That's kind of what it felt like. You know what I mean? Felt like a LeBron flop. So I did go into the fact that I'm very done with benches clearing. I'm very done with the like rules of like a guy has to be out there. Like if you're in the bullpen, you can't not go. Like you have to run out there. I hate that. And I hate that the chirping gets louder after your boys show up. That's the stuff. Like if we want to throw down right now. Let's throw down before anybody gets here and let's get some punches in. Because that's the way hockey operates. And honestly, respect.
I've been in that camp for a long time. Like if we're gonna do this, let's do it. Just open it up, full blown hockey style.
Otherwise,
let these guys throw hands. Let's wrap up here.
Man's lost all momentum.
What's
tough is that you were frozen for a sec, and then I didn't know if I was frozen, so I'm talking to myself for like 10, 15 seconds, not sure. And luckily, Laura in the chat is like, hey, you're here. I hear you. So I was like, okay.
Well, it's good to know in the future if I cut out again that it just
that
you're here. It keeps rolling. Well,
look at me. I'm the captain now.
It's good to know you can just keep it rolling. Bryce Harper, my sweet prince. You know, I'm at a point where I'm getting legitimately concerned here. Dude hasn't played since getting hit in the elbow, and I thought this was just going to be like a day-to-day thing, like maybe miss. I thought he was just going to miss that first game of the doubleheader and be back at it that night.
We're looking at like 5 days now.
Dude hasn't played since the 25th.
That's tough. I wonder if it's going to
the 27th, but
I wonder if it's going to be one of those things where you give it a couple more days, and if he's still out, you throw him on the 10-day IL, and then you can like retroactive it to that date, and then it buys you like a few more days to get like a bench roll in, like call a guy up, get an extra bullpen arm, like something like that. But it's weird. It's a little nervy.
I'm real nervous about it. Apparently, Yordan Alvarez, it's worse than they thought. Has been dealing with a hand fracture. They thought he was going to be back sooner, but he's been taking swings, or was taking swings, and it was not going as anticipated. So,
bro was just involved in a pretty hefty trade in our league as well. So that's interesting. Hate to see that.
Has been shut down from hitting. So not good news there for him or the Astros. But just a minor update there. And then lastly here, LSU Shreveport. Did you hear about this?
No.
It's not Major League Baseball related, obviously. But LSU Shreveport, NAIA, they just finished off yesterday, I believe, a 59-0 season. 59-0 to capture.
NAIA is different, y'all. Like you got to like buy your uniform.
That is a different culture right there. NAIA World Series champions, 59-0, 30-0 in the conference. They had 8 wins of 15 or more runs.
Nice.
As a team, they hit 361. That's absurd. I don't care what level. Different. As a team, to hit 361, that's disgusting. 238 nice. Team ERA. Opponents only hit 192 against them. And it's the longest winning streak in college baseball history. Shout out to LSU Shreveport.
Shout out college baseball right now, by the way. Regionals getting like I love this time of college baseball where it's the regionals getting into super regionals to then qualify for the World Series. Like it's fun because you see some teams that are hosting where you don't get that obviously during the World Series and most of the super regionals. You only get like one team that happens to host, and those are electric. It's very fun. If you're feeling a little college baseball, I would put it on and watch. It's straight action all the time. It's good stuff.
This is some of the oh man, this stage of the college baseball season. If you're a fan of just like baseball in its purest form as it was meant to be, like my goodness, you want to talk energy, you want to talk rowdy crowds, dude. You see some of the
rowdy
best
players, weird players,
weird traditions, like weird, what's the word I'm looking for? Superstitions, dude.
Well, I was watching one last week, and the kid for North Carolina, their starter, was like, they were talking on the broadcast. Apparently, he's eaten over 1,500 PB&Js.
I saw that. That's insane.
Like, yo, that's sick. That's like 4 or 5 a day. Just crushing them. I love that stuff. Like, by the way, was not familiar with Durham until I watched that, because that's who was hosting it. It was at Durham, that NC. I don't remember who they were playing. North Carolina and
in Durham. This would have been the ACC tournament.
Yeah, I think.
Where the Bulls play.
Yeah, was it? I don't remember who they were playing. It was at UNC and somebody, but that ballpark is sick.
Oh yeah,
dude. Did not know.
I lived over there when I was living down there.
That is a fun ballpark to watch a game, like on TV. Dude.
Oh yeah,
that wall in left field.
That's one of the and you got the bowl up top. If you hit, it's got the whole like hit the bowl, win a steak kind of thing. Yeah, dude. That's if you're ever in that Durham area, I highly recommend catch it. Really,
like the city backdrop behind.
Oh yeah,
ideal.
They've got all sorts of levels of baseball there. Like they've got college. They've got like the Bananas have played there. I think they've got Team USA stuff there for like the younger Olympic style teams in that program. It's some of the best baseball you'll see comes through there. Very
electric place. Huge fan.
Yeah, highly recommend getting to a game in Durham if you got the chance. That's all I got. Anything else that I'm missing?
You're a little shaken up, aren't you? You want to try to find this call real quick? You just wing it?
No, because with the way
it?
the last few minutes have gone, I'm gonna find a wrong call.
You didn't find out what happened, by the way? Your desk didn't light on fire?
I'm good.
Cool. It's good stuff.
I don't know, man. The internet's just like, no, I'm good. Good luck.
Internet has left the chat. Cool, man. Well,
that's all I got.
Wish me luck tonight. I'm going to try and watch this game, but I don't know how quickly
the Doyers going for the sweep.
I don't know how quickly I'm going to turn it off. Prediction. Let's just throw a quick prediction out there. Do they pivot from the juiced baseballs, and do we have like a pitching duel between Yamamoto and Yarbrough? Yarbrough's been Dyson lately.
I'm sure, but come on.
No disrespect.
No disrespect. No disrespect to Ryan Yarbrough.
You just made. That
Dude.
one. No disrespect.
I mean, come on. No, like if given the choice between like, hey, let's keep the juice balls rolling, let Judge and Ohtani have a field day, or we can let Ryan Yarbrough really take over the national stage. What do you think they're gonna go with?
I'm just saying.
Come on.
You gotta wonder if they pivot because of how obvious it's been the first 2 games.
I don't think they care. I think. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they drop a press release first thing tomorrow morning. Like, hey, hope you guys enjoyed that spectacle.
Because ESPN's like, we're about to top it. We got more coming.
Unbelievable. Anyway,
I'm calling the under. I think it's gonna be a low scoring game.
Now, I could see both of them going deep tonight. I'm not going to say like, oh, guy like Ohtani's going to have another 2-homer game or something like, or Judge is going to have another 2-homer game or something like that. I'm not going to go that far, but I could see both of them each going deep. That's my prediction.
I don't love
Now
it.
to be fair, it could still be low scoring, like you said,
sure.
and that could still happen with
True.
those two guys. But I
Both
mean,
hit a just a little no man on first inning. You know, both of them hit one, then it's done.
yeah, inconsequential, but it gets the people talking.
I'm going to hold on to this receipt just in case Yarborough dices tonight. So I want you to freeze frame that face you made, and then I want no disrespect below that one.
I don't like this whole I'm holding receipts all
I
the
have
time
nothing
now.
else. I have nothing else but to hold receipts.
The last 2 episodes, you've done nothing but holding receipts. Anyway,
This one's your receipt, though.
That's fine.
You haven't seen receipts with your name on it until now.
whatever. I hope the Dodgers put up 30 on them tonight. That's all I got. Let's get out of here.
Fine. Don't go chasing curveballs.
We love you all, and as always, looking forward to talking more baseball with you guys soon. Until next time, stay filthy.